Hi, my name is Tom Scarda. I'm a certified franchise executive. I help people find franchises. I actually used to be a civil service worker working in the subway in New York City when I decided to buy a franchise. I bought a franchise mainly because it's a business with training wheels, and that's what I think is the real power of franchising. What I want to talk to you about today is food franchises. A lot of people start out, even myself, let's look at food. Everybody has to eat, right? I mean, that's really what everybody thinks when they start looking at businesses. You'll find that in franchising, there is more than 3,000 companies in 75 different industries. 74 industries have nothing to do with food. Food is not for everybody. I just have to say that. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and it's a big investment. But for some people, it's prestigious, and I understand that. So if that's important to you, then you should look at food franchises for sure. It's also appealing because you open up your doors, you put up that sign, that brand name, and people come in, and you don't have to really market the business as much as other businesses that are not in a brick and mortar or in a store. So food is appealing for that. Plus, it's easy to get financing for food because banks make money on big loans. So investments of food franchises are very high investments, usually north of $300,000. So you could easily get financing from banks for that. That's part of the problem, though, with food franchising is that is a very high investment. You need to be cognizant of all the rules and regulations that go into food franchises. You have to be in the right location, because it is location, location, location. Moreover, you have to be in what they call a wet space, meaning that you have the ability to bring in plumbing and have grease traps put in and just be zoned for that. Talking about zoning, you got to make sure that you could have a drive-through. That's important for a lot of franchises. It could bump up your sales 30%. So you want to have a drive-in if you could be in a drive-in. You have to be concerned about the labor. Usually there is a lot of people working for you. They're usually low-skilled, low-labor type employees. So you got to be okay with that if you want to do food franchises. Health codes, very important. Obviously, you don't want people to get sick at your restaurant, so you have to adhere to the health department codes. You have to be qualified by the health department, usually in most counties in America. In addition, you have to be aware of the Americans with Disability Act codes. You have to be able to supply bathrooms and counter space for anybody that has limited mobility access. So that's really important. And usually food franchises, especially fast food, is based on volume. You got to make a lot of sales. The profit margin is typically pretty low because in food, even though everybody has to eat, everybody's selling food. There's so much competition. Everything from the street vendor to trucks these days, food trucks, all the way to your regular restaurants, middle QSR, quick service restaurants are out there everywhere, and the competition is steep. So you have to lower your prices, and you have to do dollar menus and $5 footlongs and all that kind of stuff in order to attract customers into your store instead of the guy next door. So food franchising is great for a lot of people, but it's not great for everyone. Make sure you know what you're looking at before you get involved with food. The time commitment is really unbelievable. It's 7 days a week, so your quality of life kind of gets tainted by that. So that's something else to think about. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. It's tom@tomscarda.com. I'd love to answer any questions that you have, and make sure you pick the right franchise for you and for your family. This is Tom Scarda. Thank you very much.